Hi guys, Jared here. A couple days ago, Steven started a series on the Nintendo DS called Hidden Gems, and it sort of reminded me of another portable that I love that very few people actually played and fewer still even know exists, and that is the Neo Geo Pocket Color. But instead of doing a Hidden Gems sort of video on this, because I figured, well, everything is a hidden gem. So instead, we're going to look at the definitive games for the platform, or the games that define the Neo Geo Pocket Color. So let's jump right on in and begin. The first game we're going to look at here is Biomotor Unitron. This game is something like a Pokemon game of sorts. When this was originally released was right at the height of the Pokemon craze on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So yes, it's a collectathon somewhat. Basically the way this works is you have one and only one robot, and what you want to do is basically explore dungeons and the overworld, trying to collect new power-ups and gold or money or whatever you want to call it, in order to continuously upgrade your one robot. You can retrofit it with new arms, new legs, new armor, and then you take this guy and you compete in different tournaments against other robot masters. So while you don't actually go around and collect like 500 billion different robots, it's the fact that you highly customize and alter your robot that makes it so bloody unique. It was one of the best games released on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and it's hands down one you shouldn't miss if you're going to start collecting for the system, or if you're just interested in checking out the system for the first time and are wondering what to look out for. The next game is Bust a Move Pocket. This is a very popular series that I'm sure I don't really need to say much about. All I'm going to say is that this version is very fun. It's more or less exactly what you would expect, and it was one of the best puzzle games on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Next up, we've got Card Fighters Clash. There were actually two versions of this game, one featuring an SNK deck and one featuring a Capcom deck. While this was never my cup of tea, as they say, this was actually an extremely robust and deep card strategy game. As you can see just from the video footage here, it's deep. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and yeah, I'm not going to get into all that. Let's just say it was definitely one of the games that defined the system, because this was during the time period where Capcom and SNK for the very first time had finally combined forces to create the Capcom versus SNK and the the SVC series on the Neo Geo home console and the MVS, but that's a discussion for another day. Next up, we've got Cotton. Cotton is one of the most expensive games on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, mainly because it's extremely rare. And it's a classic shmup, as you can tell. Not really too much to say. It's not the most deep game, I guess you could say. It's not the deepest game ever created, but it's a lot of fun, and it's one of the only shooters on the system. So if you're into that genre, it's definitely one to check out. But like I said, be prepared. You could spend hundreds of dollars for a complete copy. Finally, we've got Dark Arms. And when I say finally, I have no idea why. Dark Arms is an action RPG, very unique, and it's actually a follow-up to the shooter Beast Busters. This was, again, one that I never really got into myself, but a lot of people swear it's like a phenomenal game. Good news is it's dirt cheap, so if you're curious to check it out, by all means, go ahead. It's one of the games that certainly defined the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Next up, we have Facelli. I never remember how to pronounce this game. This is one of the most unique games on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, but unfortunately it's also one of the rarest. It was released only at the very end of the life of the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and it was right before SNK declared bankruptcy. So it's very, very hard to find. Again, another one that can fetch ridiculous amounts of money, but it's definitely worth checking out. As you can tell, it is a turn-based strategy RPG, But what makes it so unique is that when you control this mech on the battlefield, you actually have to input, well, am I going to walk left 2 steps and then turn right and then like up 6 steps, you know, things like that. It's very, very precise, and it really, it's different than any other turn-based strategy RPG in a lot of senses, because you have to really anticipate where the enemy troops are going to be, because like you only have a set number of moves you can do at any given time. So it was really, really unique, a lot of fun. I highly recommend, if you're looking to start your Neo Geo Pocket collection, definitely check out Fuseli. Alright, next up, Pac-Man. You can't have a portable console without a rendition or a port of Pac-Man, can you? This one was kind of cool because it zoomed in on the action and followed Pac-Man around, making it just like a different little spin on the classic game. You could obviously play it in the traditional mode if you so desired, but this was just a nice way of mixing it up and played very, very well from what I recall. Alright, the next 2 games, which I'm going to just combine the video footage from both, it's Metal Slug First Mission and Metal Slug Second Mission. Both of these, if you know anything about SNK, shouldn't really need any description for these. These are 2 excellent, excellent shooters. They look remarkably well considering the power of the platform that they're on. And again, these are ones that you're definitely gonna check out if you're gonna jump on board this system. Alright, the next one is Rockman Battle and Fighters. Steven actually did a dedicated video to this, which I highly recommend you check out. It's very, very interesting, where he goes into depth about how the game works. But in essence, it's a boss battle mode. Good lord. And basically, the way this works is you have some freedom over the bosses that you want to select, and you beat them up, you get their power, and then you can go on to the next one and just keep going and going and going. It's really, really unique. And for you Mega Man fans out there, you're definitely going to want to check this one out. Again, it can be a little rare, though. You can spend over $100 for a good, clean copy, so be on the lookout for good sales or good deals for this one. But it's definitely one I recommend you checking out. It's a lot of fun in short bursts, and yeah, it's really one you don't want to miss out on because it was just so unique for its time. Alright, moving along, we have Sonic the Hedgehog Pocket Adventure. This is very, very interesting, primarily because back at this time period, Sega was still making hardware and still, you know, had no intention of leaving the hardware business. So to see Sonic on a rival console, if you will, even though this was a portable, really was mind-blowing, and it was an excellent, excellent game. If you're gonna check out the system, by all means check these out. All of these games that I've mentioned in their own right are really special and really worthwhile. So that's pretty much the end of that section that deals with, you know, platformers and puzzle games and just like genre-defining games on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. But as with all SNK hardware, this system was designed for fighters. The thumbstick on the system is one of the best, if not the best, basically mini joysticks, if you will, for fighting games on a portable system. It's brilliant. It works so, so well. And here's just a couple of the fighters that were released. I'm not going to show every single one, but I'm going to show you a good chunk. First up, we have Gal's Fighter. Gal's Fighter. And this is really unique because it features an all-female cast taken from, you know, some of the biggest hits that SNK ever released, and puts them all together into this one cute little fighting game. But don't let it fool you. This is serious. It's got all the combos, all the different moves and strategies and stuff like that that you've used in the regular SNK games in this one little cute fighter. And I don't know why I keep saying cute fighter, because it will kick your ass. There's also Fatal Fury Contact, which was, I believe it was also called F Contact, something like that. And this is your typical real bout Fatal Fury. If you know anything about the series and are a fan of it, it works exceptionally well on the tiny little color screen. There's also King of Fighters Round 2. Round 1 was on the original black and white Neo Geo Pocket, but Round 2, obviously with color, and I believe there was even an expanded roster in this version, is definitely the way to go. We also have The Last Blade Beyond the Destiny. This is another weapon-based fighter that works really well, and it's sort of like the Samurai Showdown series, but it mechanically is completely different. And speaking of which, there was a Samurai Showdown Part 2 on the system, but I don't have any footage for you, so you're just going to continue to watch The Last Blade instead. Okay, and the very last game that I'm going to look at today for this little retrospective on defining games is SNK versus Capcom, the match of the Millennium. In my opinion, this is not only the best game on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, but this is the reason why you buy a Neo Geo Pocket Color. This is hands down the best game on the platform, and it is one of the best portable fighters ever created. It is amazing. I have actually invested like maybe over 24 hours into this fighting game just because it's so much damn fun. Even though, you know, as with all fighters are always better with 2 players, always. But in this case, there's like a tourney mode, Olympic mode, all these like different modes, different things for you to do, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. And one of these days I'm going to do a full review for this game because it deserves all the attention it can get. And unfortunately, these games haven't really been ported anywhere. So if you want to experience these titles, your best bet is to go out and pick up a Neo Geo Pocket Color and then look for some sales. Now, the vast majority of the games I've mentioned are relatively cheap. Like, we're talking like $5 or under for a lot of them. Even like this one, SNK versus Capcom, it's really cheap. So if you're interested in picking it up, by all means, I encourage you to do so. So that's pretty much the end of this. I just wanted to do a quick little video showing you guys the defining games for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. If you want an in-depth look at any one of these titles in particular, by all means leave a comment below, let me know, and I will take care of it. As always, thank you very much for watching, thanks for the support, and I'll be back soon with another video. Do